Well, hello everyone. Oh, dang it, I'm always doing that. Okay, I think I'm good. There we go. Awesome. That's really funny. This is not a work shirt. Certainly not where I work, if it is one. Heated Turtle, what's up? My bad if you were waiting for that, because I freaking, every once in a while my exploit crashes on me right before I get started. But check it out, bro. Here it is, this way. So it's gonna go right here. Like a shield. Let's get some music going. Oh, I'm glad that I'm not muted. Let's see, here it is. There we go. And, so now I can actually have something in my hand. Now, I have thought, though, I thought today, what if I made a sword? Like, that would be freaking awesome. I could have a shield in one hand, and even a sword. I guess I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen someone use a sword hand and a shield. I don't know, but certainly I'm going to be right-handed anyway, so you know I need to make the shield for the right hand. But so I was thinking we could. Let's see if I have a demonstration here. Here we go. I was thinking that I could do something along these lines where I do like a seven would be the optimal number because it makes a hexagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I'd say the first one will be, sorry, the middle of the sword will be 6, right? Yeah, and then the next one over will say it'll be 6 isn't going to be enough now, is it? Ought to do it. How long, though? I think I could do that. In fact, I could use some of this thinner wire in with it. Because I sure have a lot of this freaking wire that, is just not strong enough for very, very important structural importance. So, you know, one day I'll figure out something to use for it. In fact, in my bowl I used it because I didn't know what else to use. But 12 seems like plenty, and then 6, and then 3, and then I can decoratively wrap them. Yeah. Maybe I should start working on that. Well, let's get this vambrace done, and then I'll worry about that. And I'm gonna have to do something with this chainmail here. Definitely. You can edit any video you like, man. You have my permission for anything you would like to edit. I don't I don't think that I have any rights to like any video I make, because obviously I stuck it out on the internet, so. Big Red. It's for the cool people. Heated Turtle, have you seen this? Have you seen this thing yet? Check it out, bro. Let's try it on. So here we have the straps coming to the back, and then on this side, I guess I need to do something about this center thing, but I like it here, so it always reminds people of Iron Man, but it's only because that just looks cool, I guess. Maybe I'll put a triangle in there to emulate Iron Man even more now, but so, this thing has, like, full movement. Oh, excuse me. What's going on here? So this thing has, like, full movement. And I can move, the shoulders move with my arms kind of thing. And, then we'll grab the, 'cause this is gonna go on the arm here. That attached to the shield. Now I have the abdomen. So I have fairly good range. I mean, it's a little uncomfortable down here. One of these days I'm gonna have to figure out some. Let's see if I can do it right now. It's a little better, but yeah. I've been wearing a skin tight a turtleneck when I'm done with it or whatever. But I still have the arms, the legs, and the hips to go before it's done. I should always remember to show this thing at the very beginning of my streams so that people, can at least see the thing once for video. Right up at the beginning. It's like made a plastic. Mine is made of metal. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I definitely am really enjoying this stuff because we've got obsidian on the shoulders. Selenite for the chest piece, and I'm doing another obsidian with the shield in there, so you can actually see inside there, and it comes out. And I actually haven't done any work since I started the stream, so I'm gonna have to get on to that before too long. Still getting the hang of taking this thing off. The action is like backwards. At least it feels like it's backwards. there you have. Or excuse me. It's a pain in the ass to transport. I really don't have much in the way of, you know, like a suitable box or something. Yeah. All right. Let's get the table out. Let's grab my phone. I think I got a message earlier. For sure. No problem. I know you'll think. Oh yeah, oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I've been trying to, ever since I started working, it's really a gamble as to whether I can actually go live or not. It's just beyond my ability to get here before, like, because at my time, I have to get here like something like 8 o'clock at least to get an hour and a half worth of video, but it's almost impossible to get here any earlier than that, and a half-hour stream is no fun. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'll read that later. Okie dokie, let's get on it. Let's see here. What is that? Oh. John's bag is in the way. I guess I can do this. There we go. There we go. That's better. All right. So one of the things I got to do with this thing. Well, you give me a call afterward and we can talk about it, okay? But one of the first things I'm going to be doing about, I mean, now is probably not a good time. But certainly after the stream, you can give me a call. One of the first things I got to do with this thing is, like, make it not flat, so... Let's try and get this. Oh, this is not going to be wide enough. Or this is too wide. You know, people always, they say... You know, I agree with them when they say it. You know, they talk about, you know, like tools. You know, you gotta have the right tools, right? Like, but this pair of pliers right here, this pair of pliers right here has been the sole piece of the sole tool in my arsenal, and you know, and then recently I got this one, of course, but this isn't exactly, this is only for the curling, right? Like, I still use this to bend the wire. So I'm just saying, like, you can still make art even if you don't have any tools. I just used the. I've never used this thing, this thing, right here before, and so I'm just like, whatever. It's right in front of me, and I can use it as a tool. Oh, oh, it's gassed. Yeah, gas. There we go. Perfect. Let's check that out. Now, one of the things I'm going to have trouble figuring out is that actually doesn't seem like it's going to be a problem, like, at all. Yeah. Oh, for sure, man. I mean, it's not gonna. It's okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'll try and make it exciting. I need this, and it's not too bad to have waste. Mostly because it's always better to have too much than too little, and you could wind up wasting, like, the what is the saying? What is that saying? The most wasted piece is the one that's just short of the right length, or something along those lines. So I have a hard time reading the texts because they're kind of far away. Really need to get one of those cordless mouse and what do you call it? Cordless mouse and keyboard. I think that if there's anything to be learned from, like you know, you can always learn something from somebody. I will say that there is a limit to my patience, of course, but I almost find myself to be insane to the point of insanity. Wow, the comment section is really going. Oh yeah? You came back down from a challenge. Hey, Noli D. Good to see you. Oh, hang on. Yeah, we're so good. Now I think we're gonna have to press. Oh, the link is actually in the description. I always update it every time I go live. Because apparently it does not stay the same. Well, you didn't know I had... I mean, you know I have a Discord, don't you? I hope Brian King's not going to be mad at me. I didn't notify him because it's kind of late for him. He doesn't have Discord, so... Or Facebook, for that matter. Oh! I didn't know that you didn't have my Discord. I could have sworn you had my Discord. Kitty Blue just loves everybody. The feeling is mutual. The you have two. You two are adorbs. Okay. You know, I suppose there is a. Oh man, it means I'm gonna have to get up. That's fine. Maybe next time I'm up. You know, I really am really surprised that this suit has gotten this far. I really need to continue working on it as much as I can, because Halloween's right around the corner, and what better day to wear a suit of armor? You know, I still don't consider it a costume. These are just my regular clothes, you know, for special occasions kind of thing. But for sure, I definitely want to wear this for Halloween. That's a special occasion. Lucky bastard, what's up, man? A little bit. Yeah, like a nice suit that you never really get to wear all the time. It's kind of like this headdress. One of these days, I'll wear this out and about. Like if I'm going to like a symphony or something like that, I think that this is one of the most appropriate headdresses I have for like a symphony. And it sure fits, man. That shit fits well. Yeah, that fits pretty well. full of biscuits. I hope the music isn't too loud. Oh, can't even see what I'm doing. Oh yeah, that's definitely, that's the only two hairstyles you can have with this are longer than the ear and short enough that it doesn't stick out through the holes. Like, I need a haircut right now, like, for sure. It's so weird. It feels so comfortable on my head. Like, it's like let's see if we can see how this thing comes off, right? Right? It's crazy. Just like pops off. Can you guys see that? I don't know if you can see that. It's like crazy. Just put that right there. Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna have to promote this stuff in you know, maybe even go to, like, I don't know, a gallery or something. I don't know, I've never really been big on leaving the house for stuff like that, you know. What if I meet someone that I might, you know, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Whatever excuse I can come up with, right? I love going to the club, but I love going by myself, you know what I mean? Like, I love to go to dance and maybe, you know, smoke a pack of cigarettes or something like that. Diamond beads? You talking about like sequence, or I guess sequence isn't the same, isn't that?
Any ideas?
Oh man, I guess the chat's going pretty fast. I think I may have missed a few. Could meet someone I like. I don't know. My standards are really high for like a boyfriend or something. A thumbnail. Oh, that's freaking awesome. Check this out, guys. I'm gonna download that real quick. That looks really freaking cool, man. One second. Let me take this. No, that wasn't right. There we go. Look at this, guys. If I can get it to focus. Look at that. That looks freaking cool, man. You know, the video doesn't really do it much justice, but that looks awesome. I really need to remake that freaking crown. I actually have the makings of it right up here. Right here. I just haven't gotten around to buying the crystals yet. I guess I probably could now. I could probably spare the... What is that? Can't remember if they were $2 or $5. Have you not seen my typos? Okay, I thought I thought they were saying topaz. Yeah, Heated Turtle has a lot of typos. like, slow down, man. You're typing too fast. Do you have a lot of scratches on your car door? Well, I mean, in the keyhole, I should say. Northsack, what's up, man? Dude, yeah, I don't even mean to bring down the mood or whatever, but we don't have to mention it, but damn, that video was fucked up, bro. Golly, man. But at any rate. You didn't know I had a Discord? Man, oh man. Yeah, I'm always down to so in my Discord I have show off your stuff. There's I guess what is the file? It's been a while since I've done the spiel. It was what is that? What is that? It's like some kind of notification or something. No, I believe it, man. So that was it. My progress here. Show off your talent here. Important topics to you. Channel promotion. And join the conversation. Yeah, since we got a pretty large audience, let's take a look at what we've got so far, right? So, this is kind of what I've been working on today. And this is going to go right here on the arm. And that way, when I'm, you know, it's going to be on my arm instead of in my hand kind of thing. And, that's going to go here. Like that. And then I'll have this like that. And what's so crazy is that, like, I guess even if I move my arm, it's still going to work. Because it'll be strapped. Huh. Maybe it won't work. Oh my gosh. What am I going to do? Well, we'll figure that out later. But how's that gonna work? I guess I'm gonna have to figure that out later. But let's check this out. What is going on here? Oh man, sorry if you guys have been feeling a little sideways. Jeez. Let's see here. In fact, this could actually go with the suit. This could actually go with this suit. You know, it would definitely mark it as at least a usable piece. Come on, you stupid camera. Yeah, I love that one. I really do. I should probably wear it more often. It's a lot stronger than the other one too. Focus. But yeah, for sure, I finally made a little shield or whatever, and it's actually an obsidian in there, an orb. You know, people are like, why don't you cut it in half? And I'm just like, and then you won't have a sphere. You know, like, gotta go with that sphere, man, or cube. I hope to one day have myself a fabulous cube of something or other. One day. Alright, let's take a look. So we got this one here. Let's put this one on first. So we've got obsidian, selenite, and you know, another obsidian there.
Gotta get it untangled, of course. Speaking of.
Still figuring out the left shoulder. I think in the future, if I make another shield, I'm gonna make it like the bowl there. Like if you could imagine, right? And I'll go get it in just a second, and then I'll show you what it would look like if there was like a shield or whatever. Let's put that one on. Now, go for the whole thing. So now I have the abdomen, the chest, shoulders, and I guess the headdress if I'm gonna add this thing to this suit. Which I really actually want to do that now because this is actually lepidolite, and this bitch was freaking expensive compared to the rest of them, and these were some amethyst. Yeah, they're still pretty. They're just not the prettiest I've seen. But check out that lepidolite. It's like a dark, or kind of a light red, lightish red. Oh, sorry. Ah! Let's see if I can get that to focus. Ah! Good thing. Let's see how this works. There we go. But it's definitely well, I guess it's hard to tell in the video, but it's a fairly deep red. But it's kind of light too, so it is not see-through. Although let's test that. Let's test that. Oh, shit. I don't know if you can see that. No, not see-through. That one, I guess, is a little. But I guess the camera's not doing well with that, and I'm sure that's terrible on anybody who's in a dark room. So let's cut that out. Alright, so next thing I gotta do is I'm doing the vambrace right now. Take it easy, man. You have yourself a good night. And I think I'm going to do something flat on me. Although, I don't know if anyone else was here when I was talking about it, but I was thinking about maybe making a sword. That would be so freaking cool. That would be so awesome. I'm thinking a bundle of 12, right? Because I tried 6, and 6 is too little. So a bundle of 12, the length of the sword, right? And then a bundle of 6 on either side of that, and a bundle of 3 on the other side of that. And maybe if we can get, well, if it's strong enough, we can probably do the one, maybe. I don't know, but I think it would probably be too thick anyway. Be too broad, I guess. That would be so freaking cool. Oh, that's right. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about if I make an actual shield. Like, if I go about making a real shield, I'm going to go back to doing something like this. Where it's actually 30 wires in this whole thing.
And just imagine that flipped around, right?
See, that's a more viable shield, but this would be more like what you would have detachable, right?
That one's more for, you know, being on your
shit. I don't know, I'm still debating. But I would definitely, if I'm gonna do this again, I'm gonna do 8 instead of 6. It's freaking annoying. It made it really complicated to do this part. I had to figure out a way to get, you know, because I'm making this shit up as I go. And I had to figure out a way to get these wires attached to this without making this all weird, you know, kind of thing. And definitely wasn't easy, but this was also short, so it's not actually helping with support until I get a wire over it or something, you know. But definitely making it up as I go. Do a suit removal here. Now what I need is a, like a man or something, a servant man to undo my armor anytime I need to disgarb. What do they call those? Oh, my butt. Oh. That. No freaking way, man. Yeah, once I have in my grasp like jewelry wire and jewelry stuff, like these orbs, they're not really jewelry, you know, people don't like chunky stuff. But that is really cool. Huh. Interesting. Certainly, I guess it's like a clump. Oh, like a cluster. I see. You know what's so crazy, guys? My dad just got back from a 3-month-long trip around America. He does that sort of thing multiple times a year, and sometimes Africa, you know, multiple times a year. And, you know, like, he's been a photographer his whole life. Like, ever since, he's been a photographer since he came to America. He's never worked for anyone else ever, you know. As in, he's always been his own boss. And that's pretty awesome. It's pretty inspirational. Though I don't really strive for much. Even the idea of being famous is kind of scary. It's like all these people, you know, kind of thinking they know me kind of thing. I don't know. You know, total strangers, I mean. Because, you know, you can't keep up with all of them. You know what I mean? Like, I certainly appreciate my YouTube family kind of thing, because I know that it was really tough to go through that thing last year or whatever, and you know, having a YouTube family was really helpful. Oh. Supposed to be short sleeves and short shorts. Oh, my dad, yeah, I definitely missed him. I mean, I see him fairly often. You know, I know that he's doing his own thing, and we don't really catch up until he's come back, because he's always out of signal and shit like that.
yeah, whatever. But
I guess I suppose I should have called him a little bit more often than I did.
which was
Called him on his birthday.
well, I tried to, but he was out of signal. But he called me back.
Now he went pretty much all over America already. Let's see. I guess I don't really know his trash, but certainly he went to a lot of places
In 3 months.
Toyota 4Runner.
I'm telling you, that's the best car I've ever seen.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it would certainly be really exciting. Like, I would definitely not oppose it if it happened. I would love to be excuse me. It would be awesome to be famous, but it's not like I'm trying to be famous kind of thing. And I suppose that's not the right mentality, but I guess I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking. Like words of wisdom, the ramblings of an honest gas. In theaters this Sunday.
Here we see honest gas in its natural environment.
In front of a camera. I actually don't know. He was not in here when I got back from inside, and I only assume he's out hanging out with friends. I don't know how common it is, but my brother and I, we're pretty close, and we've fought. We've actually fought recently. But it always seems to never be too big an issue, and it never really happens very often.
Really, only when he's stressed out. Jeez, what a jerk. For one, I don't like the way he drives. Like, excuse me, I'm in the car. Like, drive like a fucking maniac. What, you know, when you're alone, you know.
He doesn't even drive that bad. It's just I'm always slamming my feet on the fucking floor of the car because he's like tailgating and shit. You know, like going through turns like right on their bumper, and I'm just like, oh my fucking god! What if they had to stop right away? Like, do you not think about that? Ah! For sure, I think that it always comes down to that when it's two guys involved, when they're both trying to make decisions. You know what I mean? It's just natural for that sort of thing to happen every once in a while. Excuse me. Excuse me.
He's a softie at the core. He's always having girl troubles because he's not dominant enough, and I keep telling him, I'm like, girls don't want you to ask permission, okay? Of course, under the scenario that they're both, you know, consenting adults. Alright, so I actually wonder, where should I put this? I guess I could put it here, but it would kind of prevent the... There we go. Let's put it there. So it'll essentially be strapped here pretty tightly. Well, I guess here. Well, maybe I could... Let's get that when we... Let's cross that bridge when we get there. The society does. Yeah. You know, I've never really worried too much about what, it's hard not to complain about things like discrimination when it comes to, like, I want blue hair, I want nail polish on my fingers, I want to wear my rings, you know, I want to wear my headdress, and I want to wear my makeup, but that's not an acceptable thing where I live. Like, if you value your job, you're not going to have that sort of thing, even by accident, at work, you know, like eyeliner or something, you know, and it's just like, you know, you have to choose whether being discriminated against is worth the fight or worth the job, you know, and it's just like, I don't know. I just hear people complaining about discrimination, and, you know, and I hate to be that guy, but I feel like I've been discriminated a lot, you know, and I never complain about it. And not even because I'm gay, like, that's never even been an issue. It's always because, you know, I don't even know what to call it anymore, like philosopher. We'll just call it philosopher. I really like to challenge people on their ideas, and it just is such a turn on for everybody, and I'm just like, whatever. Anyway, we don't need to make this a therapy session.
Let's get back to work. I don't pay you to loaf.
Alright, so now we gotta figure out where the hell this thing is gonna go. So, let's try this. You'll argue with me anytime? Hell yeah. Yeah, it's yeah, you always gotta pick your topics. I kind of tried to move away. I've been kind of trying to move away from the idea of this being a talk show. I really don't mind it being a talk show, but at the same time, I really don't have enough traffic for that just yet. You know, I'm gonna have to build a base before that sort of thing. And people are always welcome to call in. You know, just nobody ever does. Of course, I never say they're welcome either. So, okay. Let's see how this is gonna go. Ah, I did that again. Jesus. Okay. Excuse me. So it does seem as though this will be just about the right length. And if it's too short, then I guess whatever. Alright, let's make sure we got the right side on the right side. I know that this is the back, so this is what we want to mess with first. Brother's bag is in the way. Come on. What is going on here? Oh, it was clipped. It was accidentally attached to it. Okay. Alright, so we are going to attach these to these. And first thing we're going to do is... Let's see, I want that to be... Let's go with a smaller hole, because it's not going to be correct. Okay. There we are. Let's see here. Shit. What am I thinking here? Do I want this to happen? So I'm trying to figure out if I want these to be under or oh, you know, I don't want them to be under, that's for sure. Damn, that means that they're gonna have to go this way. I hate bending them. Oh shit, I actually might have to do that. Oh, okay. Looks like it'll be fine. Oh no. Okay. I guess I'll be wearing a turtleneck sweater under it, so maybe I won't have to worry about the hair being pulled. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh shit. Oh man, I haven't looked at this. Oh man. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, like if I got the right job, yeah, I could definitely do that. But even, you know, even at a head shop, I was trying to get a job at a head shop, and I was really excited that I might even be able to have nail polish, and or, you know, makeup and stuff like that. But it turns out they're really conservative. Like they don't, you know, they've tried hiring gay people in the past, but they didn't like. You know, they didn't get along with them or something or other, so they were not interested, you know, and I'm just like, okay, you know. But, you know, the owner and I, we're on talking terms, and she's the one who told me, and I'm not interested in pursuing anything like that, you know. She actually told me something worse, but I'm not willing to say it online, because that would be really bad. But yeah, definitely, yeah, you know, it does happen, and it's not like I would want to work at a place like that anyway, but it's still fucked up, you know. I think I did this wrong. Actually, it might be stronger this way. So freaking cool. Oh, I'll adjust it. I'll adjust it later. Okay. Let's get this thing rolling. Yeah, I did wind up pulling my stuff out of her shop, though. I just can't afford to throw money away when the prices can't go when the prices are not allowed to go as high as they need to be, you know, and I wound up losing more than half. So the materials alone was I think it was so it's 5 times 7, so $35 just for the crystals, right? And she sold it for what was it, I think like $30 or something like that. You know, it took several hours to make, and the minimum amount, like labor and materials, would have been at least $150. You know, or what was it? At any rate, it was more. It was I got fucked in that, and she took 50% of it because, you know, that was the agreement. I was just like, no, I'm gonna pull everything out. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you waste all that time, because she had my stuff for years. I got sick and the stuff was still there, and she held on to it that long, and nothing was damaged or anything. You know, like she took good care of it, and she didn't sell anything until I gave the approval. As soon as I got better, I told her that we can go ahead and do it. And one of them sold for way too little, and I was just like, whoa, okay, yeah, maybe not. Do I want to do this? Let's see how I want to do this. Maybe I'll get this side first. Let's see here. Ouch. I guess it doesn't really need to be this long, but it doesn't matter. And metal shop. Excuse me. Let me get a drink real quick. Need a metal shop with a flat steel bender. Man, that'd be so freaking cool. Actually, my sister's man friend, very large man friend. We call, well, I guess I won't say his name. I guess they call him Big Red, because, you know, he's got red hair, red beard. He's about the size of a mountain, and you know, he's got a blacksmithy on their land, so, you know, I do have access to things like, you know, a hammer and anvil and stuff like that. It's just a really long drive, and I don't really have that kind of money to spend on steel and stuff like that. All of this stuff is scrap. I have never paid a penny for any of my wire. It was, you know, it's all given to me for anyone who cares and is listening. I actually think he was on TV recently. with the axe throwing. You know, I guess a tournament or something? Maybe it was a tournament. I don't know. I didn't really watch the video. Let's see here. I can't wait to get started on that sword, man. Now that I've, you know, had the idea, I'm really eager to get on it. But I gotta finish this freaking thing first. Excuse me. Excuse me. I guess since I want to change the song anyway, let me get up and get a drink. What's up, Kitty Blue? What, did you leave? That's okay if you did. You know, I'm always on here for hours. Actually, we just hit the hour mark recently. I suppose I need to cut down on soda, but, you know, that's never going to happen. You know what's so crazy, guys? My brother just found out why his nails and skin was all fucked up for like 6 years. He got hungry? That's good. Turns out he has a gluten allergy. Who freaking knew, right? Like it, you know, makes me wonder what, you know, MSG does to you. You know, like, people are allergic to MSG. You know, does it make them all fucked up too? Like, holy crap, man. And he had it for years, and it plagued him. He never figured it out. He went to doctors. They didn't fucking tell him what it was, you know, and it took, like, one fucking guy going, oh, that's psoriasis. Stop eating wheat, you know, and he's getting better, you know, like, it's only been, what, like a week, and his nails are actually, like, growing in, like, fine, you know, his toenails are growing in fine. You know, skin's clearing up and shit like that. And it's just like nobody fucking stopped to tell him. Like, other than that guy, you know. I actually think it was a few people, but, you know, they didn't specifically say gluten, you know. They were just like, cut bread out. You know, and it's just like, well, who the fuck cuts bread out of their diet? Yeah, I'll tell him that you gave him a hug. He wouldn't let me hug him. He's a touchy-feely guy. Freaking ridiculous. I was gonna change this up. It's too, No, he's done a lot of martial arts stuff, too. So, like, when somebody reaches out and touches him, his hand is, like, lightning quick, like, fucking, like, no. No, don't touch me. Like, Yeah, I love hugs, man. I hug my mama every time. Every time. Hell, I give my, you know, my elderly, you know, lady that I put to bed, you know, I give her hugs every night because, you know, it's just like, what, are you gonna go home? Are you gonna go to bed without a hug? That's messed up. I need to go see Mom. I need to go see Dad too. I've been working a lot. I can hardly hug you through the camera. I guess I could hug the camera. What? If I can hug my car, I can hug my camera, okay? Like, don't judge me. I named my my little white Ford Contour, I think it's called. Looks like a Taurus, but it's not. It's egg shaped, and I call it Dr. Eggman. Yeah, group hug, yeah.
It's like everybody hug their phones at the same time.
Oh, this wire's too long for this. Surely. Hey. Huh. Well, let me do this one step at a time. Get to one point and then go to another. Real quick, finish this. Oh, look at that. And I'll finish it off there. How have I not needed my pliers since then?
Always. Like, you prick. Oh, jeez.
Did Ross get that? Rosie O'Kelly? Who's that? Oh, for sure. Excuse me. I don't know. Yeah.
As long as they're consenting adults, I suppose we shouldn't mind. I just don't like it when it's involving kids. It's kind of like today. I was, walking through the living room because I don't watch television. So, I was walking through the living room and they were watching some doctor show or something like that, and it was about the parents of babies who they left in the car and died. Right. So let me explain that again. It was a large group of parents, like mothers and fathers, who were found guilty of leaving their babies in a hot car and died. Okay, so now that I got that established, what was so strange about the episode, right, is that there was this really weird aura of shifting blame, right? Like they were citing like brain functions that may or may not make you forget things like, oh, there's a baby in the back seat, and they all kind of like treated them like victims,
And I was just like, this is a little weird, right? Like,
they should feel bad, right? Like, they should feel bad. Like, they are guilty, and they should feel guilty. You know, like, having a baby is an enormous responsibility. You are literally making a life that is illegal to extinguish for any reason, like, accident or not. Like, fucking, it was just weird the way they were being held as, like, these, I don't know, it almost felt like they were being held as, like, heroes. It was weird, you know, and don't get me wrong, they were definitely grieving, and, you know, they I don't know, it was kind of weird, you know, because you're on TV, I don't know, it's kind of weird, but it just really felt like no one was, like, pointing blame where it really lies, which is, how do you leave a baby in the back seat? It just, and it happens, but it's like, I don't know. I wouldn't say it was an argument, but we had a discussion about it in the living room, and I get what they're saying, I guess, which is, you know, you won't get it if you don't have kids, or, you know, something or other, that kind of thing, or whatever. And it is tragic, you know. They are victims in a sense because they also lost their kid, you know. I don't know about drugs. I don't think any of them were convicted of. It was a very specific pool of regular ass people who, you know, would normally have, like, taken care of, who would have normally been taking care of their kids. Yeah. But yeah, it was definitely a weird thing. Cause I don't watch TV. I can't stand TV. It's like one of the most annoying things in the world. Feels like it's bed TV. Yeah, for real. Like, even people who, of course, you know, people who are not addicted to drugs are also shit parents. You know, can be shit parents. So we're not trying to blame drugs for anything, but you know, I don't know. It just seemed weird the way they were. It almost seemed like they were kind of making excuses. Like, they had a judge on there. She seemed pretty reasonable, where she was just like, yeah, I mean, you know, your background does come into play, but you do have to suffer some kind of consequence for this, or else it might happen again. You know, that kind of thing. But at any rate, I just, you know, thought that was interesting. It's so crazy. And tragic. Don't get me wrong. I mean, like, that image is not something you want in your head, you know, of that kind of the gory detail, you know, but it's important to at least acknowledge that it sort of thing exists. Rosie is a guy with tits. If that. I don't know. It's oh, sorry, Big Red. It's definitely up in the air as to whether you have to chop off your dick or not to actually be a trans. And of course, you know, we're always talking about a consenting adult here, and hopefully all of us are fully aware of how fucked up it is to teach a child that it is perfectly normal to think that you're a girl trapped in a guy's body. It's just a misconception of reality. Like, nature doesn't make decisions, right? Like, nature doesn't say, oh, nature literally flips a coin. Like, if we're gonna personify nature in terms of, like, you know, determining of births, gender, or whatever, it would be literally a flip of a coin. You know, either a boy or a girl, or it's gonna land on the edge, or not land at all, you know?
which I'm sure are two things that really exist. You know, hermaphrodite and, you know, agender. I don't even know what that would be. Something fucked up, that's for sure. What was I saying? But yeah, the idea that nature can somehow mistakenly make you a boy when you were supposed to be a girl is just simply absurd. That makes absolutely no sense. And not even just to me, like to nature. Like that just isn't, like, if that was the case, then I should have been born a squirrel, or I should have been born a I don't know. I guess I've always wanted to be a fox. Or a snake. Oh my gosh, I would totally want to be a snake. A snake. I swear I had another piece of wire. Oh, here it is. Shit. I need to do that. Like, nature made a mistake. I should have had green eyes. There we go. That's a more viable thing. Nature made a mistake. I'm supposed to have green eyes. Therefore, I identify as a green-eyed person. Like, I gotta have that on my license. And my doctor has to acknowledge that I have green eyes. You know, and it's just, like, when you start talking about, like, that, like, you know, you hopefully, sensible people, you know, consider that absurd, you know. Like, I don't mean to knock anyone who's pro whatever, but, you know, it's just, you can't be a guy, born a guy, and suddenly magically be a woman. And even if that was the case, let's actually talk about that for a second. Even if that's the case, isn't that just further stereotyping the gender, whatever? Like, oh, I'm a girl, therefore I have to have a vagina? That doesn't make any sense at all. Anyway, yeah, this is enough. I could definitely rant about that for eternity, man. But again, at the same time, consenting adults do whatever they want. You know, I only have an issue with it when it happens to babies or small children or anybody under legal consent. You know, and even on a serious note, why do us females have periods? Oh, it depends on where you get your source. No, my biggest concern with the transgender anything is the fact that I'm convinced that it was invented by the profoundly ignorant when it comes to when it comes to biology, for one, you know. Oh gosh. Oh wow, how'd you do that? What the hell? What does that say?
You ever look at someone and wonder what is going on inside their head?
Like gunshots and fire. What in the world? Am I smiling? What? Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. I was like the Joker, jeez. Alright, where were we? What were we talking about? No, I was thinking, you know, I'm actually more interested in the fact that it really damages, it hurts gay males, particularly gay males, because let's say Christianity, for instance, they have this, I've spoken with quite a few devout Christians who are willing to talk to me about it, and were willing to be candid with me. And one in particular was just like, I can't wrap my head around it. Like, you're not gay. You can't be. That doesn't make any sense. You know? And so he was trying to rationalize it. He was trying to think of something like, you must have been molested, or you must have been, or something or other, you know, whatever he could think of, right? And so I'm thinking, this invention of the transgender idea, this invention that a man can somehow believe that they're a woman trapped in a man's body, and that they absolutely have to go through this operation to achieve happiness, is a complete fabrication by the willfully ignorant on anything outside of their own personal view. Like, that's how I think of the transgender movement. I think it is a complete farce, and that it is a detriment to the LGBT community. You know, like, and even B. What the fuck is B? B has never ever seen discrimination. Like, I guess I can't say that. I can't say never ever. But it's just like, who has ever heard of a bisexual getting fucking discriminated against? That shit never happens, okay? Like, that shit never happens. So, you know, I think that the L and G should be left alone to do their own fucking thing, but, you know, whatever. We gotta let everybody in, you know. I think, what's his name? Dave Chappelle did a really funny skit on that. Plus, it's not like, well, we hate to say something that's fucked up. Dude, I really enjoyed it. Oh my gosh. I was watching some memes today. Oh my gosh. It's really funny. I really like memes. Oh, whoops. Okie dokie, bro. You have yourself a... Oh yeah, I mean, that's my time zone. You're straight. It's perfectly okay to be straight. Excuse me. And, you know, they call... It's... People sometimes forget that lesbians have also gone through the same sort of things that gays have. You know, like straight camps and shit like that. Straight camps aren't just for gays, they're also for lesbians. You know, to pray away the gay. You know, I actually have a religious paraphernalia collection, and it's quite extensive actually. I collected them myself. Through my various interactions with churches over this several years that I lived in North Dakota. I used to clean them, so I was always inside of them. And I got to pick up like free pamphlets and shit like that. So I actually have pamphlets that are to deal with things like drug addiction, you know, food addiction, bulimia, that kind of thing. And to dealing with homosexuality. and let's just say the course involves heavy damning of oneself, and it's really fucked up. We don't have to talk about it, but I'm just saying, I would have really hated to have lived in a small town, bro. That would have been terrible. I actually had it lucky. I had both a lesbian grandmother and a gay uncle on both sides of the family, you know. So, gay uncle for my dad and the gay grandma for my mom, and so it wasn't like I was ever not loved or anything. In fact, as the story goes, apparently my dad knew when by the time I was 6. Yeah. Really funny. In fact, I don't even mind telling the story. So we're in I don't even know what it's called, but it's that Pigeon Square in London when we lived there. And so we're feeding the pigeons or whatever, and Dad gets us these like little British flags, and so my sister is just like, she's just waving it like a regular person, that's a English, the Union Jack, I think is what it's called. My brother was going like this, right, and I was waving the flag like this. Just like flicking and do that, and that's apparently my dad. We actually have it on film too, like it was one of those home videos, and so that was the moment my dad pretty much knew I was gay. It's when I was 6 years old. Alrighty, Heated Turtle, it was good seeing you, and thanks again for those memes. That shit is hilarious. You're straight butt, you love you. Look, what? Yeah, my biggest issue is always the idea that, this whole idea that being gay is some kind of identity. And I'm just like, it is literally one of the last important things on my mind. Like, being gay is not just like a constant reminder, like, I'm gay, by the way. It's just like, no, you don't have to do that. It's obvious. But I think that, some people, they see what they see on television and they just have to do it, I'm just like, whatever, I guess, to each his own. Alright, so since I've been talking the whole time, no work has really been done. Literally this much work has been done, so I'm gonna try and hurry up on this freaking piece here. Alright, so I think... Oh, hey, look at that. Shit. Haha. So let's take a look at this. So this is a bit of forward thinking here. Shit. Maybe I'll wait to do that until it's a bit more secure. Alright, oh, that means I have to do this more. Shit. Shit. Yeah, that's the problem with ending the damn thing too soon. Doesn't always happen, but you know. Forever. Seriously? Jesus Christ. Excuse me. Tickle in my throat. Been around a bunch of sheetrock all day. Or all week, I should say. Alright. Yeah, I think that'll work. No problem. Big Ant is back. Big Ant. Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? No, I know what you're talking about. Oh, if you're telling me I have to say hi. Hello, Aunt. Big Ant. Ant? Did anybody say that? At any rate. This real quick. Maybe have to take a more recent picture of the progress here. Sooner or later. Anyway. I guess. Huh. Okay, there we go. Ding, ding. Oh, I see. I guess. Anyway. Okay. Go. Excuse me, damn, I freaking throat. Okay. Let's cut it off there. Guess I shouldn't have cut it so prematurely, but whatever. Pretty sure this is going to be the end result. Make the final cut, that kind of thing. Yeah, look at the way it looks now. It looks pretty cool already. Excuse me. It's like a, I don't know, crazy ninja mutant turtle, right? Securing. Excuse me. This is more like the length of wire I need. Dang it, I didn't know you couldn't see. So I was just thinking about the meme that Heated Turtle made for me. This shit's hilarious. Pew. Okay. Now that it seems like there's enough structure strength, let's try and bring this baby down tiny bit. And then these I think are gonna go along this here. Excuse me. Excuse me. Alright, so what I'm going to try and do here I'm going to try and run these two wires down the middle for structure. And it does look like I'm going to be able to do that. Excuse me. Wow, that is the right length. Let's see if the other side is too. Sure is. Okay. I guess we found where these are gonna go. There we go. That's much better. Oh, for sure, you're fine. I'm gonna be here for a while, so it's not like I'm going anywhere. And it does seem to be coming to light here. it looks like we have plenty of potential on the end as well. I think I might capitalize on the fact that it's going to come way out of the elbow. Yeah, I've really just been putting this thing on. This is all I've done today. Just these freaking lines. I've been here, what, almost 2 hours, and this is literally all I've done. Fuck. Ah! You know, you get to talking, you get to moving your hands while you're speaking and shit like that or whatever. It's just like, whatever. Really like this one, mostly because it's like that's like a solid piece right there. Let's say aluminum and then copper wrapped around a copper kind of thing. You can actually see that lepidolite pretty well right here. It's very good lighting to see the actual color of that. Oh. There we go. Damn, that is just absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Ah. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, this baby was $12, right? These are 3. This was 12. You guys are gonna stuck with me, so if I go silent, drift on. Oh, for sure, yeah. So, for sure. This is called a lepidolite, if I'm saying it correctly, and it's a fairly valuable stone there, and it is beautiful. I like amethyst though. Like, let's take a look at this one over here. I'll tell you what I love. This bad boy. Damn. This is probably the coolest thing I've made so far, and it's so simple, but I really like its subtlety. Where's the... I'm sure there's a stand for it. There it is. It's funny, I've actually got a few things in the background here. Let's take a look at these. Oh, it's all the way down. This one. I guess there's a knob here too. There we go. Freaking love that one. I love this one too. This has got to be one of my absolute favorite pieces. And I believe it's the 4th tree I've ever made. I think this one was either the 3rd or the 5th. I don't remember what that one was. But it survived fairly well over the year. The years passing. Singular. And then we have this thing, which I'm going to actually have to back this camera up for. Excuse me, man. gotta move this thing. Right in my legs. Come on, don't be stuck. It's a bit uglier than I was hoping for, but it's definitely a lot of work, and I don't want to just throw it away by taking it off, you know what I mean? So, you know, that's what it is now. Big ass selenite. This was only $40, this selenite, and it may seem like a lot, but I was buying it at a specialty shop, so they charge extra for that thing. So $40 is a lot, but it's a lot less than I thought it would be. That's for sure. At least for something that big. Dark, one of the Dark Towers, yeah. Yeah, it was meant to be like a, well, exactly what it is. A cluster of trees atop a freaking pillar of selenite. And I thought in my head that it would look so much better, but it really doesn't. Maybe, No, I'm not gonna do anything. Well, goddamn. I didn't have any of this thick wire that I have now when I made this. So maybe I could one day go in and put thick wire through and around that and build branches from these. I don't know. Maybe one day, but not anytime soon. Because all I would really have to do is just spread out the branches to where the selenite looks like the trunk of the tree instead of a pillar of selenite, I guess. If it had clips or a staircase going around it. You know, I've really needed to see. The strangest thing, right, is that, like, you know, as much as I get praise for it, and I don't even like talking about this, but it's the kind of thing, like, I'm always really feeling like I need to get better, and I don't really get better. I'm sure everybody's got something like that, or excuse me, has experienced that sort of thing if they're an artist. It's just so weird that I can't seem to get amazing. You know, it's not happened yet, and I can't wait until it does. But so far, the only amazing thing I've done is something that anyone can do, but it's really difficult to do. Oh yeah, I'm always getting better. It's just like you know, it just doesn't ever seems to be enough. I guess that's normal, isn't it? I'm experiencing you know, too slow Alright, let's get going on this. I wonder if I have a thick wire to work with for this particular binding. Is there a thick wire? No. Thicker wire, I guess I should say. No, nothing in the scrap pile. That's what the trouble is with this God's Eye thing, is that it really does no good if I use this thickness of wire, but there's actually less of this thickness of wire per roll of wire that I get. I guess I thought I had it right at my feet, but it's not near my feet. Oh, it's over there. But yeah. You're your own worst critic? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it is, because I look at my sister, and she's fucking ridiculously talented, like, oh my god. Yeah. Like, I'll show you something my sister's done. And this was back in 2000 something or other, like 3, I think it was. Where is it? Maybe Messenger. That's what that was. No? Oh, Facebook. That's what it was. This is something my sister drew in 2003, and she was a teenager at the time. Like, freaking insane. Like, I can't believe that. And she was in. Okay, I actually just found out today because I love showing this picture. But my brother was saying that she drew this picture while we were on a road trip. Right? Like, fucking ridiculous. I hope that I didn't show the name. Oh, you can't read that. Yeah. So that's what my sister's capable of. I don't have anything of hers that's new. Right now, she just does a lot of, like, building soap and stuff. Hey, look at that. This is the very first tree I ever made. It's atop a flagstone, and it was made out of solder wire. Believe it or not, someone paid $100 for that. They took this one. They chose this one over one of my favorites. What the fuck, in the car? Is that what you're saying? Oh, she drew it in the car, yeah. I'm not sure if the car was moving when she was drawing, but yeah, that's at least what my brother says. Oh my gosh. You guys want to see me as a kid? So, can you tell which one of these is me? This is really bad. It's like gay as sunshine right from the beginning. Ridiculous. That was my sister in the back, and a friend of ours on the left. It's really funny. No, my dad, he's talented in athletics. He's he's a straight A student, although he had to be, because if he wasn't, he would be drafted into the war, because he was living in Africa at the time. Well, he was born and raised in Africa. And he pretty much did every sport you can think of because, further time away from family kind of thing. A fantastic artist, via sculpting and two-dimensional, as well as photography, which I guess is two-dimensional. Use those glass floats. I know, it's ridiculous. I can't believe it. My friend, that guy who was in the left of the picture, he sent that to me. It was really funny. We were making paper mache masks, I think it was, actually. Do I have that picture? I have that picture somewhere. We gotta see it. This is the mask that I made in that picture. It was either in that picture or sometime after that. I can't remember. That might have been a little young for... I know it was 6th grade when I had to do the project. So we'll say whatever age that is. That's what it was. Whatever. Let's see. I'm sure I have it here somewhere. Let's go to early work compilation. Oh, I know it's in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. This is what I was making in 6th grade. So, the theme was African mask, and so the horns were made out of cardboard. So if you could imagine, if you're looking at it with a profile where it's the side of the face, you just map out the shape of the horn in 2 dimensions, right? So you just draw that shape, and then make sure that the lines in the cardboard are this direction. And then you look at it from directly above, and you do the exact same thing. You just draw the shape of the horn in 2 dimensions with the slats going this way. And then you cut one directly in half down the middle and glue it to the sides of the other one while bending the cardboard where the slats are in the shape that you are, the other dimension. And that's how we got those horns. This is just layered, and this is also cardboard here, and this is cardboard. But this is that, likely that helmet that you saw in that other picture. Oh man, that shit is crazy. You can see how small it is, actually. And look how big my hands are. This is the very last picture we had to take of this because it was eaten alive by bugs. Like you can see how badly it was decomposing. So we decided to take one last picture and throw it. That's actually white out. That's really funny. But yeah. Alligator mouth. Boar tusks, I think it was. Tusks of another kind, I guess. Nose of a lion, I think. Horns of an elk, or not elk, excuse me, impala. And I think that's right. Anyway, let's get back to this. There we go. Use those glassblower. Like your sister was holding? Huh. Let me check that.
Glass floats?
Oh, you have the mask? Yeah, I really think that I'm hardly to. I mean, I did a lot of the work. Don't get me wrong, but Dad was of course supervising, so it was bound to get really good. In fact, in Cub Scouts, we built such Dad directed me in building the best boat in the gutter races, derby or whatever, and they were giving out the trophies. Okay, this is a terrible story, right? I'm real little. This is Cub Scouts, right? And it's even funnier because the guy in that picture, I made him cry because I beat the crap out of his ass in that race because he was winning and I was like falling behind, and then I fucking won right at, oh gosh, it was fucking crazy. And they were giving out the trophies and they didn't call my name, and turns out they had disqualified my boat because we had cut the keel or we used inappropriate tools or
some bullshit that was on a second page that we didn't have, you know. Such bullshit. Oh man, yeah. So crazy. I don't know. That's crazy stuff like that, man. Oh, hang on. I gotta fix this. There we go. Yeah, the big glass ball they use to tie to ships. So you find them on the beaches, but they're rare to find them. Oh yeah, well, you know, in retrospect, I was so good, they had to figure out a way. They had to figure out a way to disqualify me or something, because I literally won every single race, like, hands down, except for that one where it was like, because we were, you know, we weren't friends at the time. Were we friends? It's hard to know. I guess in the picture we were friends, but he was more my brother's friend than anything, certainly in those days. But at any rate, I just thought that was a funny story. Ooh. Oh, a garden, like a garden thing. Huh. They tie those to ships? Oh, glass fishing floats. Interesting. So they're essentially buoys. Oh yeah, it's just like, I don't know. Freaking, I won first place in my Pinewood Derby. Not Pinewood Derby. It was, yeah, Pinewood Derby. The little cars, right? I actually had a rocket car. I don't think I have that picture of that anymore. There's gotta be one somewhere. Like, Dad's got a picture of that thing somewhere, but if I understand correctly, I think I left it in the storage unit. Of course. Yeah, so it's gone forever. But I won first place in my own regimen, or whatever you call it, club, or whatever you call it. What were we? We were the Weeblos. Was that what it was? I think it was the Weeblos. I don't know. At any rate, it was, I never actually attended any of the fucking meetings anyway. I was always going during, like, you know, the important stuff, like, you know, the parade or whatever. But other than that, I never attended, like, I didn't attend the, you know, meetings all the time.
Dad was saying I was, like, adamant about going. Like, I'm like,
you know, Dad, I want to be in Cub Scouts kind of thing. And then after he had to pay dues and take out time and shit like that, I didn't even fucking stick around to to earn anything. They were literally handing me badges I never earned. You know, it was just like, are you kidding? That's so fucking dumb. Like, I got a badge in computers or some shit. Like, it was a little computer badge. Really dumb. Excuse me. Also, you know what's so funny is that, if I remember correctly, because I know distinctly from a very early age that I was more being polite in bowing my head and holding my hands like this during prayer than actually praying. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I really didn't think that people took religion seriously until I was like 21, when I started learning about religion, right? Because to me it was always, oh, okay, whatever, you know, whatever. It never occurred to me to even think whether there was a God or not. I don't know. I guess I wasn't convinced either way, and I never even thought about it, you know? So when I turned 21, I was like, fine, okay, let me find God, whatever. I'm gonna find whichever one it is, and whether it's, you know, the Greek mythology or the, you know, Norse mythology or whatever. And, you know, by the time I was halfway done reading the Bible, I was just like, all right, this is really
I was perplexed by the kind of things that was in it, and I was just like, wow, people believe this, like, wow. But that's the world I live in, we live in. So it's like, it's everybody's got their own thing. Because, like, if there was some kind of like banning of religion, like you can't pray in public or in your house or something like that, well, you're fucking right. I would be right there defending your right to do that. It's just, it's only fair if nobody gets to have the leg up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes America so great. Oh, yeah. Countless. Quite literally countless. And one could argue that even the people who were doing the killing were also victims of those religions. Because, what other than religion could convince you to, I don't know, throw someone off a building or chop their head off or whatever, for any other reason other than because your God said it was not okay or something, or whoever's God. I think of it like this, right? There's actually more freedom in no purpose, right? Like, a lamp has purpose because it was quite literally designed and created to do one specific thing very well, and it's distinctive. You know it. You know what the fuck a lamp is for. Like, there's no getting around. Even an alien could examine it, flip the switch, and see that it illuminates. Like, it doesn't take, an existential, like, indoctrination to get the idea of what a lamp does, But the idea that a human being or that life itself has any kind of purpose in any meaning whatsoever outside of our own thoughts is really kind of silly, When you look at, like, the way the world is so unfair. Everything is so freaking unfair. Like, the evil people get away and the good people die. It's just a reality, Sometimes the good people win. Every time the bad guy so even when the good guy wins, right? Even when the bad guy's dead, the good guy still has to suffer all the losses, time wasted, time, like maybe their family was freaking horribly murdered because they're so good or whatever, like, the good always lose and the bad always win. That's just nature, and that to me seems like more of a chaotic existence than anything, Yeah, that's a good question. It would be really scary if they did. There's always some kind of justification. That kind of. I'm not even working while we're talking. This is how it gets with my channel. But no, for real though, it's like I don't even. I've been really kind of figuring out what the hell to call myself because everybody's got to have a label, and it always every time I call myself an atheist, I always have to think. I don't think that it just does enough justice to how I really feel about existence, because atheism is literally just the lack of belief, like a belief in any particular, like. It's not non-belief, because obviously you can believe in things like love and hope for tomorrow, and that it's obviously not okay to just rip open animals, for fun, or people or whatever. So, atheist doesn't describe me at all. It doesn't describe anything. It certainly doesn't describe me. I know that the term comes with a very negative connotation because of the way people think of it,
But I call myself, or consider myself, a nihilist, in the sense that I really do believe that there is quite literally no purpose to life. But I don't think of it as a bad thing. I think it is like totally opposite of the bad thing. Like, you are literally free. Free. That is the ultimate freedom, right? Like, I could literally do anything I want. And there's quite literally no consequences outside of this life. You know, outside of, you know, what other humans can do to me. You know, so, you know, like, it's the kind of thing, like, I rape as many people as I want, right? Which is, you know, as few as zero can be, you know. Right, yeah, or even Hitler, you know. I don't think even Hitler thought of himself as the bad guy. I mean, he was, you know, he was doing God's work kind of thing, you know. He was fulfilling his dreams. That person, please. It is impossible to argue against a nihilist. Yeah, I mean, if we're going by that sort of thing, then I would always argue that it's never a contest with me. Like, think of me as a studier. I like to absorb knowledge as as like, I know everybody does, like that. I understand that that's not a very uncommon thing. It's just that, like, I don't know, my best way to describe it off the top of my head is like, I don't think there's any such thing as a bad smell, right? Like, there are undesirable smells and there are dangerous smells, but there is nothing like a new smell. I strive for it every day. I'm always searching for a new smell because it's just one more thing to add to the arsenal, and the dump is just one new smell after another. Everybody hates the dump. They hate going. I don't like going for fun or anything, but when I'm there, I'm just like absorbing it, you know, because it's just like, when else do you get this opportunity to just like think about what's in this room? Like can you identify the rotten banana? You know, can you single out the wet wood? You know, that kind of thing. Like, I just love doing that, you know. I'm rambling too. And then the galaxy, it's, you know, there's nothing's off the table as soon as you're dead, or until you're dead, of course. For me, when I was on the operating table when I went to the hospital, they, you know, they told me that I was out for about 20 seconds, and had I not woken up, I would have never even known I existed, because when I woke up, I didn't even know I was at the hospital. I was just waking up from a sleep, and it was not like I was dreaming. I thought I was dreaming, but I think I was just like regaining consciousness, because, you know, my heart started beating again, and I'm just like, it took like 3 or 4 seconds for me to realize that I was, oh right, I'm in the hospital kind of thing. But there was certainly no flashing light or you know, burning damnation or anything like that. Should walk through the rainforest. We have. Oh yeah, I bet I would. I love nature. I prefer to be on the other side of a glass. For me to be on the other side of a piece of glass. You know, nature to be left to itself. But I don't mind getting out into it. You know, either. Like, Jesus, I've been out in the rural
Oklahoma for the last several weeks, helping a friend build parts of his house, because they're moving from Dallas to back to Oklahoma. Hell yeah! My travel plan is to be as aware as possible for as long as I can. Like, if that means eternity, then hell yeah, I'm up for it. I actually feel like I could endure an eternity. I think that my unique and yet undeniable curse of a terrible memory would actually shield me from the, like, insanity that would come from being alive forever. You know, like I watch shit over and over and over again. Like, I literally have watched several hour videos multiple times a day because it's something to listen to or it's something to watch, you know, while I'm working on my stuff or whatever. So I already, like, demonstrate insanity. Like, I already demonstrate a kind of a crazy sort of trait, in the sense that most people would go absolutely nuts if they watched the same shit over and over again. Background noise, yeah, for sure, but, like, I still find every joke funny, you know? Like, I still find, like, I don't know, I guess I don't know how to describe it, but I know that, like, my brother is like, we're not watching that again, you know? And I'm just like, I seriously have to watch this shit by myself because, yeah, my brother. I'm like, dude. Okay, I gotta concentrate on this. So let's talk and work at the same time. Like, when I was working as a janitor, most areas that I worked in didn't have very good phone signal. So I was actually, oh, hang on, let me concentrate here for a second. I didn't have a lot of signal, and I had a very limited amount of shit I could use. Like, it was not unlimited data or whatever, so I couldn't really listen to music or watch YouTube videos while I was at work, or listen to, excuse me. And so instead, I just audio recorded with my microphone all my favorite stuff, like the Dragon Ball Z Abridged, you know, most of the, you know, like the Labyrinth. Oh man, how many times I've listened to that? I don't even know. I've, like, lost count. I'll still fucking watch it. You remind me of the Babe. What Babe? Babe with the power. What power? Power of voodoo. You do? Do what? Remind me of the Babe. I saw my baby crying hard as babe could cry. What could I do? My baby's love had gone, left my baby blue. Nobody knew. Loves the Labyrinth? Oh, there's nothing better. I used to actually have an enormous crush on Jareth. Not necessarily David Bowie, but the character Jareth. Like, if I was in that chick's shoes, I would have been just like, send that baby back. We're about to fucking get crazy here. Oh man, I've sung that song so many times. At first I was afraid, I was petrified. Kept on thinking how I couldn't live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong. And I grew strong. And I learned how to get along and sew your back. Or from outer space. Oh my god, I love that song. Yeah. That's actually looking pretty cool so far. Man, I can't believe how little work is being done right now. But that's okay, we're having fun. Okay, I gotta figure this out. Hang on. Okay, so I believe this is gonna have to go like this. And this Alright, just remember guys, I'm making this up as I go, so, you know, when you're doing it for yourself, you know, kind of trying to figure out your own thing. Huh, let's see. Here. I just remembered I have fucking Chinese food in the fridge. I'm going to gorge the shit out of myself when I'm done.
Oh my gosh. It's very beautiful. Both you guys. And it's such a happy picture too.
I need to go visit my mom. Yeah, after Mom dealt with her late husband's suicide, she really went to a really hard time there.
I love the blue. Oh my gosh. I wish I could have blue hair.
Yeah. I actually have such short hair, mostly because of laziness. Like,
I can't imagine how much work it is to freaking
make sure they can't see anything. To maintain that hair. That's your bastard. I get it now, yeah. Oh, whoops. Oh, I turned the chair. Now, see, now it's starting to actually look like a vambrace. So it actually looks like this is going to work out really well. Okay. Alright, I have to concentrate here. Hang on. Let's first of all Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think the really screwed up part with Mom thing, you know, my mom's situation is that, like, she literally lost everything. Like, he didn't even leave a freaking note. Like, what an asshole. I mean, I'm upset with him about it, you know what I mean? Like, the trouble is that he was a very intelligent man, and he didn't tell anyone about it. He was actually dying of shingles in the eyes, and he had really bad liver and stuff like that. He started drinking a lot more because he was, you know, he wasn't telling anyone that he was sick. And then, I guess one night he really couldn't handle it anymore because he was about to have his eyes, like, scooped out of his head, and and it was, I guess, you know, well, I don't know about your situation, But certainly, it's a very touchy topic with suicide because, to me, if a person is, I don't know. Certainly growing up, when I had a friend who constantly threatened suicide, and that really numbed me on the idea of sympathy, for sure. I remember getting to the point where I was telling her, like, do it, like, quit putting that on me. Like, you're telling me you want to commit suicide. I've been your friend, and we've been trying to get you to not. And it's been putting all this stress on me, that kind of thing, whatever. And that's the kind of thing, like, yeah. And the trouble is that, like, I don't know. Certainly for Mom's late husband, it would have almost been more wrong to stop him than it was to let him do it. That's at least how I feel about it, because if he wanted to die, then that should be something that people should openly discuss. Like, I'm taking care of somebody who's elderly, and her mobility is just going out the window, and she's chipper. She doesn't feel like she wants to die. Well, at least, she's not expressing that, at least. And even today, apparently she had actually fallen today. She got really shaken up about it because she hasn't done it in like a year. And but they also found out that she doesn't have leukemia anymore. I think it was some kind of skin cancer or something had apparently gone away before treatment was needed. So it was also good news. But I don't think I would want to get that old. I say that now, of course, but, like, I don't know. After taking care of the elderly, I don't think I could get that far. Yeah. For sure, yeah, that's what I got so upset with him about. I'm like, fine, kill yourself, but don't fucking... He screwed over my mom big time. Like, she lost literally everything. House, cats, cars, literally everything. She had to move back up north. The one thing she never wanted to do ever again was fucking move back up north to be next to her family, and she had to do that. And it was just like, golly, God, I really only liked the guy as long as it made Mom happy. And even that was kind of failing near the end. But, I really am more of a, what do you call that? I have a conflict of interest because he hurt my mom. Yeah. Right, he didn't even tell her about it. Like, the only person who knew about his illness was his doctor, and him, So, it's just like, he never really treated it like a partnership kind of thing. But, it's that kind of thing. And, that's kind of how I feel about suicide, is that I've never had a suicidal thought. I've never once given it any, like, even when I was diagnosed recently, right? Like, I didn't think, now I better kill myself because there's no coming back from this kind of thing. Like, it never crossed my mind, and I'm not saying that, like, maybe I'm special like that or something, but still, I think that it's always just a... Oh, did we get the bacon? I forgot about the food. Bacon by chance? Oh, hold on. Yeah, quality of life. Your grandma's a hot... Ooh, my goodness. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love hugs. Hugs are always fun. And and my brother's here. You're telling me to give him a telling me to give him a hug is what you're saying? It's more, well, it's 2 in the morning for me. But since my brother's here, I might get off here pretty soon. But check it out, guys. Even though only a little bit of work has been done, I still think that we're on the right track here. Oh shit, you can't even see what I'm doing. Yeah, in almost 3 hours we did this little bit of work. Oh god. Oh yeah, we were saying it. Yeah, you gotta get going. That's fine. I think I'm gonna go as well. I actually have to go to the bathroom and I'm so thirsty right now. Well, I'm actually out of soda. At least in front of me. You have a good night. What, are you going back or something? Oh, I guess he's unloading. Okay. Alright, you guys have a good night. Yeah, natty natty.